What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Scaranoia. This episode, very, very special. We got TaylorComplains in the house, so you know it's gonna be another banger episode. And today, we got some dumb shit Jared put together. And by that, I mean we have a tier list of a bunch of movies we love and hate, or love to hate. Jared took the time and got 24 movies set up for us that we'll be able to check out, and we're going to go through and rank these and figure out what they are. Here you go. These are all the movies that we have to choose from. So we have Scream, The Substance, The Fly, The Thing, something else. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street, Paranormal Activity, Conjuring, Lost Boys, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Halloween, Blair Witch Project. What is this one? People Under the Stairs, never heard of that. Anaconda, Chris's favorite. The Strangers, Frogman, he fucks. What is this one?
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery?
Pet Cemetery, okay. Leprechaun, Bride of Chucky, It. Is that Terrifier 3?
It is.
Okay, Terrifier 3, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Bam.
I like that you added Anaconda because that's what I call Chris when we're not on the podcast. So thank you for adding that film. Chris, I'm sorry that I outed you.
Getting back into this, speaking of, so we have TaylorComplains, we got I'm Just Chris, or He's Just, whoever he is, and the Jared Holmes. I, of course, am Hugz. Let's get into the first one of these that I want to talk about, because I know everybody's going to give me shit on this. S tier, easily, Paranormal Activity.
No.
That's
D tier.
Absolutely S tier.
Dude, I
Absolutely
have a defense
S-tier.
for this. Do
I
you
have
guys
the
remember
ultimate
seeing
defense,
it
the
in
budget.
theaters?
The
Do you
budget.
remember seeing it in theaters and how terrified we all were in theaters? It was terrifying when it came out. We were terrified. I was terrified.
Bro, it has the best gross to budget in horror history.
100%.
That doesn't make
100%.
it good. The movie is terrible. It is a boring
Jared, you've argued that logic about box office and everything so many times for movies.
You argued it for Scream, 2 Screams, like, benefit when you tried
And
to...
you watch NASCAR.
That is also true. That is also true.
Paranormal Activity is terrible. There is not a chance in hell it's the S tier. I will give you all
I'm giving
B
this
tier.
a goog.
I will give you all B tier, but there's no way you can put it in your right mind as an S tier movie.
It's easily S tier. The only
Watch this. I
thing
can turn
that
my
I would...
camera off and then move my screen mask over here, right? I can turn my camera off, then my screen mask will be over here when I turn my camera back on. Oh my god, that's Paranormal Activity. Holy shit.
Jared, it's 20 years old and it was made. I'll tell you how much it was made for, unless Hugz knows off the top of his head.
It's like
'cause I'm
60
giving it a
grand
goog.
or something. It was
I'm
low.
giving it a goog. It was made for production was $15,000. So when it was all filmed and said and done, it was $15,000. Post production was
So that's even less than I
$200,000.
thought.
I could make that movie for
Post-production-
nothing. I'm gonna
Post
make my own
production was
Paranormal
$200,000.
Activity.
I don't know what that
200,000?
means. But dude, for what it's for when you don't remember going to the theater, sitting down, seeing Paranormal
No,
Jared's
Activity.
like 12 years old. He was like
I'm not a
6.
dinosaur.
It's 20 years
Jared
old.
was
Jared
too
was like
young.
Oh, yeah.
5 or 6 years old,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
I'm
he
sorry
didn't-
you don't remember, Jared, because you were 4.
Yeah.
But I have
I'm
went
sorry
back
that
and
you don't
watched
remember
it,
being 4.
and it's
Watch it
ass.
when it came out. When it came out,
You-
it's a product of its time.
I
Two
say,
of
look,
the-
I say we split the difference A tier.
A tier.
I'll go A tier. I'll
give
take
it
A
that.
tier.
I'll give it A tier. It's not an
I
S
think,
tier
look,
movie by any
they
means.
say S, you say B, let's go A because,
I was giving
look,
them B tier for the sake of giving them B tier. But if it was
Okay.
A tier is S tier. And if
Easily
that's the
A
case,
tier.
I consider A tier S tier.
What are the
Congratulations.
tiers?
If
Just so
that's
the
true, then
listeners know.
Scream is A tier.
What are the
Whoa.
tiers?
So you have
Besides the one
S
that
tier,
Jared's
A,
crying
A,
right
B,
now.
C, D.
Okay, besides the one Jared's crying right now, there's S, A, B, C, D.
yes.
I'm comfortable with Paranormal Activity just being represented in 2025, 20 years after it came out, or a little few years less, give or take. It's A or B. It's a good
saying-
film. I liked it.
I'm going S tier, but I will accept A tier.
That's fucking crazy.
I will accept A tier.
S is
Chris,
crazy.
what about you? Chris, you have hardly said anything.
S is crazy.
Because look, I'm not a fan of Paranormal Activity.
You should be helping me.
I'm going S tier because not only did it there's another one coming up later, Blair Witch Project, which I think really put found footage on the map. But
That's
Paranormal
D.
Activity
D.
really elevated found footage, man.
D.
Yeah, but
D tier
it's
movie.
just so ass. Like Paranormal
It's
Activity.
not though. It's so
Hold
good.
on,
The
Jared.
worst part of Paranormal Activity is the end.
Here's
The
what
whole
people
movie's
have a
the
problem
worst.
with your reviews, Jared. When people criticize your reviews, they're like, "Why don't you like it?" You say something's ass, and I say this from someone that loves you. I'm your friend. Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl next year. We're on the same wavelength. Why does Paranormal Activity suck?
Because
Why?
it's boring. It's boring. It's just a bunch
Okay.
of stuff moving around. Like,
Hold on,
Okay.
but what found footage isn't boring in the
Creep.
same way Paranormal
Creep.
Activity is? Creep is
That's
also
true.
kind of boring.
Creep had
That
a
is
slow
true.
build too,
Yeah,
but not
Creep
same
like
with
slaps.
Frogman.
Okay,
Frogman
Creep
is
1.
also horribly boring.
Creep 1 had a slow. Creep 2 was off to a fire start.
Creep slaps.
Yeah,
I love
will
Creep.
say.
I love the Creep
it's so-
But
series.
not on here, so shut the fuck up. We're
That's
talking
true.
Paranormal Activity.
God
I
speaks.
also forgot one of my favorites, and I thought about it after I sang the list because you hit me up, and I just shot off what I thought. But one that's not on here, I absolutely love. I just want to mention it before I forget. Sinister. Sinister's such a good fucking movie. Sinister's such a
Jared
good
hates
movie.
that too. Jared hates
That's a
that too.
9.
It's the I love
Sinister's
the
a 9 out
concept
of
of
10.
it too.
The concept
I love the
is
9 out of
concept
10.
of it too.
Yes.
I tried to
Sinister
watch it a
was
something,
couple
one.
of
Jared.
times and I just turned it off.
I love Sinister,
Bro,
bro.
the crazy thing is, before you rewatched it, you loved it because we talked about that. We talked about
I
Sinister
hated
being
it.
a
On
great
my
movie.
last rewatch,
Jared.
I hated it. I hated
Jared
it.
also
You also
doesn't-
Once
hated
you
Surf
know the
Ninjas.
story and everything, it doesn't have a lot of horror doesn't have rewatchability. Although
This is gonna
Paranormal
get cut
Activity,
out,
in my
Jared.
opinion, does have rewatchability. All right, so we agree A tier. I agree. Okay, moving on. Let's get to D tier movies. Nightmare on Elm Street. What are we thinking?
What?
D tier.
D.
What?
Wait.
No.
The first one of the whole series.
The
The
first,
first
one.
one.
First one's B. I like the first one.
No.
But
If
the series
Paranormal
is a
Activity
C.
is in A
This
tier,
series sucks.
Yeah, not
No,
the
it's
You
first
not
Nightmare
can't,
on
you
Elm
can't
Street.
A or B.
compare based on
I think we settled at A.
the other. Yeah.
The Nightmare
Y'all
on Elm
settled at A,
Street.
but it's a staple of horror movies. It's a staple of slasher flicks. You're
Agree.
not that. No, Nightmare on Elm
Agree.
Street deserves S tier.
I'll
That's
go B
wrong.
tier.
That's-
I'll go
I've
B
never-
What?
at
If
best.
we have Paranormal
I-
Activity in A tier, we gotta put this in A tier as well.
Yo, Chris,
If
you
that's
must
what we're
be
gonna base
vaping
everything
the actual
on.
battery. There's no juice in Chris's vape. He's just vaping the whole battery.
It's just vaping battery acid.
It's B. It's a BT. It's a good. The new Nightmare is great. Nightmare on Elm
What
Street
did you
1 is
get-
great.
Dream
I'm
Warriors,
gonna,
bro.
okay.
Dream
I am
Warriors
But the
is
rest
best
of
one.
them
I'm gonna
suck.
walk off. Say those words that the new Nightmare was great again, and I will walk off this podcast.
Dude,
New
everybody
Nightmare
loves
sucked.
New Nightmare.
That movie
New Nightmare
sucked.
slaps.
That
New
movie
Nightmare rules.
sucked.
It's
it was
meta.
horrible. They took
Without-
the character of Freddy Krueger and made him
No, New
so
Nightmare's
weak.
phenomenal. Are you stupid?
God.
Damn.
Tell him, Jared.
not doing
Tell him.
this.
I'm not.
I'm
I don't even have
not,
to say
no.
anything because I'm gonna
Dude,
set my
it's so
attack dog
meta,
Jared
bro.
on. Get him.
It's so fantastic, bro. New Nightmare, like, it was the precursor to Scream. Like, New Nightmare is phenomenal. We're talking about the
Cook,
original.
Jared.
I feel like it would be A tier. I feel like it's fair for it.
Get him.
If we're talking Dream Warriors,
Dream Warriors is S tier, hands down. That's the best one in the series.
but the
Yo,
original
you can
one,
suck.
Grody, bro.
Oh my God, Dream
I
Warriors.
love
Dream
Is that-
Warriors.
you mean when it went when Nightmare on Elm Street goes full camp and abandons the whole
Yeah.
the whole concept of Freddy Krueger being like a vehement villain and like being threatening in any direction, and now he's like a comedian. I don't want to watch a comedian with claw hands.
Okay,
Or is that
okay.
the one where he has
Excuse
syringes
them
on
for
his
giving him a
hands?
sense of humor, okay? You
Okay.
have a problem with Child's Play too?
Dude, he's so
I-
cringy, dude. He's
I
he's
will-
got scissor hands. He's got syringe hands. Oh, what is he? Is he Little Peep or is he? I don't know. Why has he got syringe hands?
Rest in peace,
Stick with the
Lil Peep.
concept.
but I will say this: Freddy Krueger
Rest in
is
peace, Lil Peep.
overrated. Freddy Krueger is overrated.
Why do I do this?
He likes
Why do I
kids
do
too
this
I-
much. That's all I'm saying. Do you
I
like
will
people
agree
who like
to A
kids too
tier.
much?
I will agree to A tier purely because Crispy was okay
It's B.
with my favorite going in A tier.
It's got to go B.
Even though that's not
gotta
my
go
favorite
B.
movie.
It's A tier.
It's got to go B. Chris, I love you though. I love you.
hate
Paranormal Activity
Nightmare
gets
on
to
Elm
be A
Street.
tier, then so does Nightmare on Elm
See,
Street. That's
an
where I will
unfair.
settle.
That's an
Okay, then we need
unfair
to-
argument then, because we can't just base everything off the other one. We got to take each one for what it is.
Well, okay, but
Slap.
this is your favorite.
It's not my
this one.
favorite,
That's-
actually. It's
Not this
my
one. I'm
favorite.
saying this is the conversation of your favorite versus my favorite. Okay.
No, but I'm saying Paranormal Activity isn't my favorite.
Yeah, fact. It
My
was not
favorite
his
is on
favorite.
this list, though. Yeah, my favorite is on
All
this
right.
list.
Anyways,
But
Paranormal
I-
Activity is nobody's favorite. No one's.
So I do love that series. For found footage, for me, that is so good. I think it just the arguments I have for it. I know we're already past it, but the arguments I have for it aren't even just the movie. It's what it did for the genre, which is why I will defend Nightmare on Elm Street,
100%.
and which is why I
100%.
will lean into it for Crispy. Is Nightmare on Elm Street same thing? It's what it
I'm
did for
probably
the
putting it
genre.
A
It's the
tier.
character. I will go A tier.
Because it
shut up,
is-
Taylor.
Because Nightmare on Elm Street is what it is. Because it is, you know what I mean? There was nothing going on back when it was released, and we have to acknowledge it for what it is. I am fine with putting it in A tier.
Yeah, now y'all made
Because
D'Angelo
there's nothing
be
else.
happy, and we hate D'Angelo.
So we're gonna get into another one here that I feel like I don't know. It's at least gonna be a problem with me and one person. The Conjuring. I love The
C,
Conjuring.
D.
It's
the-
so ass.
How?
It's dude.
It's
Isn't it
ass.
like
by
the
numbers.
highest grossing horror
I
movie of
don't
all
care.
time or
Because it-
something?
Hold on. You guys say your piece, and then I'll go. You guys go.
But is that true? Isn't it the highest grossing
is.
horror movie of all time? or something?
100%. 100%. Because it's entry level horror. It's the Five Nights at Freddy's isn't a good film, but it's still a really high grossing film because of the audience it garners.
Well, yeah, because
Conjuring
of the
is
game.
entry-level
How
horror.
many people play Five Nights at Freddy's?
I mean, millions and millions and millions.
Exactly.
Maybe
so
in the
the
billions.
source content that it is huge, and that's why it
100%.
had such an audience. The same thing, The Conjuring, like that family or whatever, they had like such a following and like such a story that it was like a
it's
huge
based on
thing.
true
Yeah.
crime. I think it's popular
B
because
tier.
it's true crime. True crime gets
I would-
a lot of.
I would
I'm cool with B tier.
go B. I
I
would
like
go
that
B
Chris settled at B. I'll settle B.
I would
because it
go
has
B.
a
I
whole
disagree.
universe.
I'll
It's
give
gotta
it
be.
C tier because every single movie in
If-
that universe sucks ass.
Annabelle
want-
But
does
that's
suck.
but see,
I
feel like
hated
that's,
Annabelle.
That's like
I
this
want-
is not for you. Like you don't like that kind of horror.
Hold on, isn't the Nun in this series?
Bad
Yeah,
horror?
it-
No, we don't like bad horror.
Yeah, I
The
don't like
Nun is
that
good.
horror movie. No, The Nun is terrible.
The Nun is pretty good.
I don't want to make Chris mad. Chris, I don't want to like trample on your thoughts. I
I don't
apologize.
care about the Conjuring. I don't. I think they're creepy. I think they're scary, and they're good for
Scary.
what they are.
Maybe so. We're
What,
three,
Dude,
and
I
maybe
don't
we
like
need to.
spiritual stuff, bro. Like that kind of stuff, bro,
What
messes
spirits
with
ain't
me.
real.
Hold on.
Says
Can we
you, bro.
I lean towards Crispy on that one. I
Like,
think
I mean,
they are real. Like that's just me.
Jared-
Nah, bro. I've had my experiences with all that. No, thank you.
So hold on.
Jared also beats off to cars, so we need to.
True.
There needs to be some kind of level-headed ground that we start
Dale
off. on.
Senior's
I love
spirit
you,
was
Before
Jared.
we
I
started,
love
you made a teeth joke about the NASCAR fans.
I
It's like
did, 'cause
Paranormal
NASCAR
Activity has as many sequels as his fans have teeth. But the whole thing is, what are the parameters for what we're rating? I think that's what we really need to lay into because
We
we're
can't
kind of
give everything
arguing
an
different things.
S, A, B, C, D. We can't give everybody A's and B's.
But what I'm saying is like, so when I'm rating things, I'm not just rating The Conjuring as how did I like the movie. I'm
That's
rating
how
it
I'm
as
ranking
it's the greatest
That
as
is
far
true.
as like grossing movie of all time for horror.
I'm just rating
Like
it based
I'm
on
rating
how I like
things
it because
based
I'm
on what
looking
they've
for
done for the
reaction.
genre too.
So are
Jared's
we
rage
incorporating?
baiting out here.
No,
Jared
100%.
always rage baits.
but
I
that's
do.
why I'm just
I
curious what you
100%.
guys'
And every time I
parameters.
shit on a movie that people love, it gets hate and it gets me views. So I'm going to continue to
Why
do
is
it.
it Nosferatu?
If
on
you
here?
like Nosferatu, you
Nosferatu
must
should
be
have been on
R-worded.
this list.
Dude,
That is
that's,
true.
that is 100% true. I should have.
Dude, I love
Well, I'm
Nosferatu,
saying that is
though.
true. That's Jared. I'm not.
I love
I'm not
Nosferatu.
endorsing that statement. I am
I
saying
love
Jared would say.
Nosferatu. I love it.
Chris is getting ready to
Okay.
watch it tonight, I think.
Tonight,
Yep.
Do you agree, Taylor, Jared, on what are you going for, Taylor, when you're rating these?
If you look at The Conjuring as a whole, like, I mean, if you're talking about the universe, La Llorona, or however you want to say it,
La Llorona.
Listen, I'm half Mexican. The L's are L's. All right, my grandma might disagree, but it's La Llorona. She's like, yeah, Llorona. I'm like, that's not. La Llorona's good, and Annabelle Comes Home is good. So they have good movies in the franchise, but The Nun is trash. Conjuring's trash. I'm gonna settle at a B or C, depending on like your guys' discretion.
Like C's a fair play.
You're asking me about The Conjuring as a whole, I'm giving it a D because I don't like it.
I would say
but
C tier for Conjuring 2.
Recognizing how much money it's garnered and how popular it is, I would try to get away with giving it a C or a B.
Because I'm more just curious what you guys look into when you're rating them. I'm not saying it's right or wrong however you're rating them. People rate them how they rate them.
Personal feelings.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know box
I'm going
office stuff or anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm going like.
I just know Conjuring box office and Paranormal Activity because those are two that were like very high.
Yeah.
Gross.
I
I
mean,
will
that's
say
the
this
only-
made
Paranormal
7
Activity is a
Paranormal
million times better than The Conjuring.
100%, 1,000%.
Okay. Well, so B tier, C tier. Where are we
C.
at? B tier?
C tier.
I
C
say
tier?
C. Conjuring
C for the
C.
Conjuring?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go see.
I'm not
I
going to
love
die
you,
on
Chris.
this hill, so I'll leave you guys C for the
I love a
Conjuring.
man that's been bullied to a C. That's what I like.
I don't
C
think
for
he
Chris.
cares that much about it. I don't. Think,
I don't.
Hold on,
I
hold
don't.
on.
Like
What'd
I
you
said,
just
I'm
throw
not
up,
a.
Chris? What'd
What?
you just throw up? What?
A
What
C
you
for
throwing up,
Chris.
dog? You
I
look
said
like
C
an
for
ingest
Chris.
on
I
you.
did that once and it
I-
got edited
Hey,
out.
hold on. I didn't fully sit
Okay.
there and.
Okay, all right.
C
I didn't
also
clutch it,
stands
bro.
for
I didn't clutch that
Okay.
seat. I didn't do
Just
like
kidding.
Jared.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I threw up gang sign once in this podcast.
Okay. So let's jump into our next one. And this is Jared's all-time favorite. So this is going to be a real easy S tier, I think.
The Catholic tapes?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
I like. It's A. A.
C. It's
I
A.
would have to say A or B
Becau-
tier.
Because of what it's done for horror in general, it's an A.
I think
mean,
that's the
it's
one
all
thing
not
Jared
good.
refuses to look at is
Yeah.
I'm
what
not-
it
I'm
did
worried
for
about my
the genre.
personal feelings.
But all of it's not good. They have 3
Like
good
the-
movies and like 7, but
But,
the first
we're
one
just
paves the way.
looking at this movie.
Yeah,
If
the
you're just
original.
We're
talking about
just
the
looking
movie,
at this movie.
It's an A. I would say
I think,
I would argue S. I'm
especially
just
for
trying
what
to be.
this specific movie did for horror, I think it's A
A
or
or
B.
S.
I would go
A or
as
B.
high as a B.
So we have an S, we have an AB, we have a B. Chris,
Don't do it to me, Chris. I love you.
I would look. I would go A for the simple fact of
It's boring.
it's not boring, bro. It's because
Not
you
for the
don't like
time
old
period.
school horror.
Watch the
It's the time
2003
period, it's-
one. Watch the 2003 one.
I've watched the 2003 one.
Fucking Jared.
Like I've
It's
seen,
not
I
directed
haven't
by
seen all
Michael
of them.
Bay.
I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a handful. There's way too many to try and keep up. But I've seen the original. I've seen the 2003. I saw that one.
The
I forgot
Netflix
what
one.
year. Yeah, I saw that
It
one.
was ass. The
And-
Netflix one's bad.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was, I mean, aside from the bus scene, that was great. But no, for what it did for the time period and Leatherface as a whole and the whole story, I'd have to go A.
I mean, Leatherface is what we call my grandma. So, I mean, it's done a lot for just everyday culture.
Dude, Leatherface is a
Oh.
jobber, bro. But I'm
there's
fine
so
with
many
giving
jokes
it.
I want to make that I just absolutely
I-
cannot make.
Dude,
I'm
that's
not a
why we need to
serious
make
person.
Patreon. On the Patreon, we have
We
just
need a
full
Patreon
unedited.
already.
I'll be
Full
a
unedited
permanent.
podcast.
I'll be a permanent
So
guest on the
many-
Patreon.
So many things. Okay, we need a
Hey,
lightning
here's
round
word
a
of
little
the
bit of
day.
this because this is going to be like a 94-minute video. Some of these I don't think we're going to have a lot of conversation on though.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
like here, so like the substance. Let's do this one because I feel like this
S-tier.
one.
Substance S tier.
S
S.
tier, 100%.
S.
100%.
S.
It's not
How?
even close.
Listen,
How?
because of
Dude,
how much gratuitous nudity is in this, God, I was like, I need to go back and breastfeed because that looks. I got to start doing that again.
I haven't seen this to have
Dude,
an agreement, but
dude,
I'm
from-
like,
look,
I
I
haven't
hate
even
body-
heard about it though.
I hate body horror. I'm not a fan at all, but the level of just psychological like warfare that it does to you and shit, like it's phenomenal.
I switched.
It's kind of like how I feel about Terrifier 3. I hate gore, but I thought that was phenomenal.
I
Like,
switched. I don't even drink milk. I switched to whole milk after I saw that movie. The Substance is
Dude,
an S tier
it's fantastic.
film.
From everything from the acting to literally the entire movie, like
The acting, the
sound
plot,
design,
the
the
effects,
practical
the whole-
effects, it's
the
S tier.
story is just it's there.
I'm
So,
gonna make
but
Hugz
then-
laugh before this episode ends. I'm gonna make Hugz smile. He's trying so hard not to laugh.
You jump from The Substance. We're talking about Terrifier 3. We're going into Terrifier 3. That's
Do we put
definitely
this
not
up-
S tier.
S
No,
S tier.
It's
No.
not S tier.
I love
A
gore
tier.
though. I love
I
gore.
would go
It's
A
S-
tier.
I would go
I
A
will
tier.
set her. I
Terrifier
will
Terrifier
set
3
her.
would
was-
definitely be A tier.
I
Terrifier
will
2 is S tier. Terrifier 3 A tier.
Absolutely not.
Taylor.
Terrifier 3 is way better than the second one because of pacing. It
But
has
the
pacing.
story has plot holes that I don't
Oh,
like.
the story's bullshit. You don't watch it for the story. It's the practical
Yeah,
effects and the
facts.
80s
I
and the
agree.
80s throwbacks. It's if you like 80s splatter, that's what Terrifier 3 is like accommodating to for like the hole in our hearts from like the 80s. And Terrifier has
is very,
for
like,
some reason has
urgent.
a chokehold on that audience.
I love it. I mean, I do, and I'm not a gore person. That's the thing. I'm not a gore
okay.
person at all. I'm not a gore horror person. And I still love
I give it
Terrifier.
S.
So
It's an S. Terrifier for me is an S. The second one's the weakest in the trilogy, but I mean I don't hate but that word that's splitting hairs. The second one's like a 9. The first one's like a 9.3, and then the third one's a 9.5 for me.
it's like
See,
an
I
8
gave it a
something for me.
9.5 too.
It's like an
And out of the
8.3.
three of us that rated it, I gave it the highest rating.
Because you have good opinions, Chris. That's why you're the
Well,
most
I've watched
popular.
it.
of
Just
all of
wait.
us.
Just wait for the rest of some of these movies, and then we'll decide if he has good opinions or not.
All right, I
But
will
yeah.
settle on A, but I want the record to show I give it an S.
Okay? The record will reflect that. I'll make sure to write it down.
S. 'Cause
Speaking of
Daddy ain't
movies
no-
I really don't like, and you guys are going to rate much higher than I think they deserve, The Lost Boys. I hate this movie.
D,
I just don't like it.
A tier.
D,
A tier.
Tier.
D tier.
no.
D tier.
Dog.
It's cheesy.
No.
It's fantastic.
Bro, oh my
It's,
god.
it's
Listen,
not
everything
even
about
good
this.
in a campy way. It's
Can
like,
I just point something out about the Lost Boys?
what?
I have 2 brothers, both of them twins. They're both gay men that I love very
would-
much. I
It
hope
would
they're
be
happy
weird if
forever.
one of them was a twin and the other one wasn't, though, because you're
They're
like
both-
both of them twins. Like only one
I'm
of
just
them's a
saying.
twin. I don't
No,
know what
I meant
happened to the
they're
other
both-
one.
They're both gay. After Lost Boys, they now dress like the Lost Boys. Eyeliner, leather jacket. I'm just saying, all it did was appropriate the leather jacket and the eyeliner, and then it made Rick Astley. So I don't like the Lost Boys.
It made
okay?
Corey Feldman think he's good.
Oh,
Corey-
I don't like that.
I'm not talking to you. I
I
love
would
Corey
settle
Feldman.
on B tier. I would
D
settle
tier,
for
I agree.
No,
D
B.
tier, 100%.
B.
I can't.
B,
I
D.
can't hold up the
D.
letter. That's insinuating something.
Hold it up. Hold up the
Nope.
letter. Insinuate it. Be controversial, Chris.
He's
We
gonna
need it
watch
from
this
you.
in Bompton.
We need it from you. I can't. Chris doesn't want to offend gossip talk.
That's right.
Is that
Okay,
wait, Chris? Is that what it's
so-
called? Is it gossip talk?
It'd be
I don't-
drama talk, probably.
Drama. Okay,
Tea
I
talk.
don't want to like
I think people just call it
disparage.
tea talk.
There you go,
talk.
tea talk, tea bag talk.
Okay,
sorry.
So,
No.
Taylor, what's your rating for real?
Lost Boys is a D
I'm
because
going
of
D.
the leather jackets
so,
and the eyeliner. I can't. You
so
made
Chris is
A
going
a
B.
five.
What are you going, Jared?
I'm going B as well, so I guess we'll have
So
to meet
that's
in
a
the
C
middle.
tier. Yeah.
That's fair. It's an average.
I just like. Here's the thing. I will say this before we move on. I want to like it. I really do because I love vampires and stuff. I want to like it, and I
See,
just
I hate
can't.
vampires. I hate
No, I hate
movies.
vampires.
I
And they
love
do the noise.
vampires,
They're like,
and I just can't enjoy it.
What the fuck
it
is
makes
that?
it. It honestly makes me hate it more that I don't like it because I wanted to like it. So it like frustrates me.
that's how I feel about long legs.
I like long legs.
I enjoyed
Also
it.
not on the
No.
list.
Is that on the list? Okay, then I'll
Yes.
wait
No.
before I explode vitriol onto this podcast. Hateful
Um,
vitriol. God damn
We
it.
can jump into Chris's favorite, which I know, also apparently Taylor's nickname for him, Anaconda.
Oh, dude.
It's C.
It's solid. It's pretty
C
solid.
tier. Like it's
Yeah.
just a fun. I love snake movies. Like one of my favorite subgenres of horror is like the killer animal movies. You know, they're just stupid, pointless fun. A C tier. I feel like that's fair.
Snake movies like Johnny Sins or yeah.
Have you ever watched Anaconda, Taylor? What would you rate?
Yeah, of
rate
course.
it?
The Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez, John Voight movie, of course. I saw it when I was a
It's
little kid.
fantastic.
I get it's an A for me because it's so
For real?
nostalgic. Yeah, I love Anaconda. I mean, it's stupid. It's a big snake in
gonna
the
say,
water,
it's
but
like
it's
a
like it reminds me
solid
of Chris.
movie.
It makes me hungry. I'm like, Chris, come here. It makes me think of Chris. So I might be romantically attached to this movie
Rose-colored
because it makes me think of
glasses.
Chris. It makes me
I
think
mean,
of my Anaconda at
I'm
home,
probably
Chris.
putting it a B. I'm probably
I
putting it
go
a B.
C tier. If you say C tier, they're gonna go higher. I mean, we could do
I'm
B
going
tier. What do you
D.
think, Chris?
D. I hate
You've never
snakes. I hate
watched
every
it.
movie that ever had. I watched it when I was younger. Okay, I hate snakes. Nope.
Jared hates rats, and we put Terrifier 3 at A.
Exactly.
Okay, Terrifier 3 has like 2 rats.
No, there's rats all throughout
No,
the
there's
movie.
rats
It's
throughout
just
the
the
entire
Little
scene.
bit, but nowhere near as bad as this giant
Okay,
snake.
they look like real rats. You could tell the anaconda was CGI.
I also love how many letters you add to it. The anaconda.
It upsets me because Chris is like, I don't like snakes. I don't like snakes. But then when me and him hang out, he's like, oh, I love snakes. And I don't know. That's just, it's weird
That's
to me.
true.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
When you say that, I think of like when somebody poops and like, oh, I made hot snakes. All right. So, anaconda C tier. Is that where we're dropping at?
I suppose so.
I'm down. You know what? It's campy. I see it for what it is, and I'm willing to
Ugh.
accept that it is. And I'm fixing my whatever the fuck this is on live
Pop
right now.
filter?
But yeah, my
Your
pop
pop
filter.
filter.
But yeah, I accept C tier.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
Here's
accept it.
one I want to throw in here.
But I'm an
Yeah.
amicable man, and I expect the same grace when Cabin in the Woods shows up. I want everyone S
Oh,
tier
oh,
for
yeah.
how
We can do
original
that
it was.
now. I would say
For-
S tier.
S tier.
For how original?
100%
Yeah.
S tier.
Yeah.
I would go S tier.
Same.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's in my top
I
So-
five of all
just
time,
watched it for the
honestly.
first time and fell in love with it.
Can we go?
It's
Can we jump
very
straight
unique.
to Cabin in the Woods?
We're doing it right now. That's what I'm saying. We're going
Okay.
S tier. So like, from my opinion, it was just so unique from anything else I'd seen.
Because
But
because
it-
of the premise.
Yeah.
It does they do things that other movies haven't done, and I don't even like horror comedies usually.
I love the struggle that is occurring here right now.
Like, can we not talk about it?
With
Can
the
we not
cat
fucking-
walking around in the
I know.
Can we
meantime.
not? Listen, I'm
I
a
love it.
professional. This is why I'm not as popular as Chris. This is absolutely why.
But yeah, Cabin in
You're
the Woods is
drinking a beer.
the greatest.
Pop filter. Got the cat in there.
Whatever. Let it be
Uh,
shown.
Cabin in the Woods
This
is
is
the greatest horror comedy of all time.
S tier.
I think
Yep.
there's a movie
S-
that's not on here that is the greatest
S-
horror comedy of all time.
S tier. Oh,
The
probably
only
Evil
one that would
Dead
have
or
a
some
chance
shit.
would be Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Shaun of the Dead. Period.
No,
Shaun of the
Shaun of the
Dead's
Dead's good.
good.
Shaun of the
Shaun
Dead's
of the
good.
Dead is phenomenal.
I like Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
But we'll
So Cabin in
agree,
the Woods,
agreement. Cabin
solid
in the
S
Woods
tier.
S tier. Is that the first
I actually
time
was
we've
gonna
all
leave
agreed?
that till later because I wasn't sure how people were gonna feel about that, but I love that movie.
No, it's one of
I'm
my
a big
favorites
fan
of
of
all
the movie.
time.
And please know, if you're listening to this and you disagree with some of our opinions, you're gonna take your fist and you're gonna pour lots of Vaseline on it, and I'm not gonna
Joseph
finish that because
Gordon-Levitt
I don't want
yourself.
that to be. I don't want that to be one more
You're
thing.
gonna
Hugz
Joseph
needs to edit.
Gordon-Levitt
You're gonna
yourself.
JGL yourself, buddy.
For
You're gonna
90
give yourself
minutes.
the Gordon Levitt.
That's right. All right, let's jump into one of these that I haven't seen, which is The Strangers. I have no idea what this is.
Who rated this? Wait, I want to know where this ended up on someone's list. The best or worst?
Jared put it on here. I don't know whose it was from.
It's on mine, and it is one of the most overrated pile of garbage of all time. All
That's
three Stranger
crazy.
movies suck. I hate it. I hate it.
I haven't seen
I
it.
don't know, man. Strangers Pray at Night, that pool scene when the music hits, that was awesome.
Like, I just...
Yeah, but
well,
we're talking about
you
the
see,
whole
this
movie.
is a movie. Yeah, I'm talking about the original Strangers, like,
Yes.
but I hate it in a reason that it is one of the only movies of all time to actually scare me. Because it's something that could happen in real life. I watched it as a kid. Like, it happened in 2008. I went to the theater and watched it, and the next day my neighbors were dead. Because somebody broke into
Oh,
our house
damn.
and killed them. And ever since then, I just hated this movie. Because I thought the strangers killed my neighbors.
Did you like your neighbors?
Holy, what the? Why have I never heard that story before?
I've told you it before.
No, bro, you never told me that story.
Wait, did you like your neighbors?
Chris, where were you in 2008?
In the oil fields.
Because you and
In
Jared
the oil
were,
field?
because you and Jared were strangers at that point.
But no, the strangers, I would give it, just because of how effective it is for, like, the fear department, because it's something that 100% happens, I'll give it a B tier, but it's still one of my least favorite because it scares me.
I've never
A
seen
movie
it, so
that
I have
scares
no
Jared
opinion
is
on
hard
it.
to find, and for that reason, I want to give it A tier. It's very, very, very hard to find anything that actually genuinely scares Jared. So on that basis alone, and I
It's
don't
the
even
only horror movie that I won't watch with the lights off.
Hey,
A
if,
tier.
in that case, we need to make S tier the sonogram tier, because that would be what scares Jared the most, is if he hit with a sonogram.
How do you feel about
I
the
don't
strangers,
have
Taylor?
any I don't have any connection to this film. I like it. I appreciate what it did, but like, there's a ton of found footage. Or I'm sorry, home invasion films that I think did it better. I give it like a. I'm fine with a B or an A.
I haven't seen, so I can give no opinion on this. So B tier.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm fine with a B.
Can
I'd
I-
also be fine if this pop filter would stop
Is
being a piece
so-
of garbage.
Maybe just go with that. Maybe just go with that.
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
keep
can just
doing it.
leave
I want to see. I want to see how long it takes me till
Okay.
We'll see how long it takes me to figure this out.
I don't know if this is the I think this might be the remake or the original, but this is Evil Dead. Is this the remake or is this
It's
the
the
original?
remake, the 20, which
Okay.
is not
S.
a remake.
S
I
tier.
agree. I agree. S tier.
As
Every
I'm
Evil
willing to
Dead
ignore
movie-
my pop filter for this.
Every Evil Dead movie belongs in A tier or above. Evil Dead's the
I've
only
only seen the
franchise
original stuff.
that's 100% perfect.
I'm sorry, Evil Dead 2 is not very good.
I've only watched the remake or that one time. I do not remember much from it, so I'm
It's
going off
Also-
Jim's words.
Great comedy horror, Army of Darkness.
Dude, Army of Darkness
Okay, but this is
amazing.
listen. Let me reignite the Hugz logic behind this. This is just about the 2015 Evil Dead. 2013. Sorry.
Yeah, Taylor. Get it right.
Come on.
I corrected. I course corrected. I got a pop filter on the brain.
I
don't know what
don't.
you're
I
talking
can't give my opinion on it because I haven't seen the remake.
It's fantastic. It's creepy. It's eerie. It's scary. The sound design's amazing. The deadites look amazing. It's S tier.
about. He's not wrong.
So I mean, I'll go with that. If you guys agree it's S tier, I'll go with that.
It's-
Just
it's
because I know
S
the
tier.
original I thought was really good.
Chris, did you like it when you saw it?
I mean, I do remember liking it and thinking, holy fuck, this is like the craziest movie at the time I had seen. So, yeah, I'll roll with it.
I don't know if it's supposed to look like this, but it's
How
kind of
about
cool.
the
Look,
thing?
and then you lean it in. So it's got a bendable arm, right?
It's. I wish it was that easy, Chris. I really fucking do. I wish it was. This is the best that I could do right now.
Well,
I
I'm
feel
just
like
letting
it's
you know
very
that's doing
effective at this
nothing.
point. Yeah, it's like I feel like it's very effective
Can you
at this
snipe
point.
like a moot?
I don't know who made this, but I hate you so much for ruining this podcast. I hate you with all my heart.
So the next one, I think I've seen this, is The Thing. What is The Thing about, Jerry?
S tier.
S.
Dude,
S.
The
I'm trying to
I've never
remember
seen
what
it.
this is about. I'm pretty sure I've
this is
seen
the
this.
only movie. This is the only movie that was on two people's list. No other movie appeared on two people's list. The things on mine and Taylor's, because it's the greatest horror movie ever made.
It is.
because it really is. Like, without a shadow
Still
of a
didn't
doubt.
answer my question.
Just calm yourself.
See it bend. I told
I
you
gotta-
it bends.
The thing is about this, like, I don't even know how to explain what it is. It's this thing that takes over your body and turns you into just like a piece of shit. It's like an alien almost.
What
Is this the one where he like offs his kid or something?
No, what?
No.
It's
that's
about an
What is that
alien.
one?
It's about an
How
alien
dare
that
you?
It's
What
about
was
an
that one?
alien.
There was a
that
movie
doppel-
where the dude like offs his kid or something.
That's the
the
mist.
mist.
There you
That's
go.
also
That's what
a,
I'm
that's
thinking
also
of.
a 10 out of 10 banger.
Fact.
What kind of
Sorry
watch
that I
that
got
one tonight,
confused
David?
by the thing that takes you over and makes you do stuff or whatever. My bad.
So we forgive you. The listeners forgive you.
My bad.
I've never seen it, so I have no opinion on it.
How?
The
What
thing's
the
S
fuck?
tier.
How have you guys not seen this?
It's on my list to watch. Okay.
How long is your list? The list has to be
It's very
30.
long.
This should be the
That's-
top of
I've
your list.
also never seen an Indiana Jones movie, a Godfather movie.
You know,
any
Indiana
episode of
Jones
Sopranos.
sucks. Indiana
Yeah,
Indiana
Jones
Jones
sucks.
sucks.
I haven't watched the Indiana Jones movies. I have seen The Godfathers. I've seen all those.
I know
They
there's
both
someone on
suck.
here that's like, but I love Indiana Jones. Go fuck yourself.
But the thing, S tier.
Okay.
100,000,000% S tier. It's the greatest horror movie ever made. It's not even close.
I'm only doing this for comedy purposes at this point. For this
Some of these I'm trying to remember
So
what
you're
these
saying you
are. I
figured
think
it
this
out?
one's Pet Cemetery.
No, I have not, dude. I have not.
I know,
Pet
this one's
Cemetery?
The Fly.
I'm a
This
dumbass.
one's The Fly.
The Fly.
Yeah.
Another one I've
Yo,
never
the fly.
seen.
I know. The Fly's like a deep cut. That was mine.
That's like a cult classic.
It's such a good body horror, and like Jeff Goldblum
really is.
gets the hottest. He gets the hottest chick. He
Fact.
vomits green shit all over her, and she still likes him, even though he's half turning into a fly. That's when I knew I was doomed. I was like,
He's
oh,
got
Jeff,
Riz, bro.
I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. If this
Well,
this
actually,
guy,
he's got Riz.
this guy's still getting play as a fly, and I can't do it as a bald guy. I'm
Thank
fucked.
you, Chris. Thank you. At least
But
Chris
the Fly's
buys my comedy.
fantastic. I feel like the Fly's
going
a good
B
A
tier.
tier.
I would go B
I'll go
tier.
A tier. I'll settle A tier.
I've
Chris,
never
have
seen
you
it.
seen
my
The Fly?
negotiation
I've never
skills
seen
are
Chris
so
it.
sad.
hasn't
with it,
watched
then.
Chris hasn't watched half these movies.
Bro,
How
I've
have
given
I
an
seen
opinion
more
on
than
every
you?
movie minus the last two.
I feel like I've seen more than you at this point, which is wild.
Whoa.
This one I haven't even heard of. At
was
least
weird.
everything else I've heard of. Okay, and
Which
this
one?
is The People Under the Stairs or something.
I love that. Oh my god.
I've never seen it either. I put it in there just because I know Chris likes it.
It's
Never heard of it.
so. Oh my god. It's
People
so
Under the Stairs
good.
slaps. That's John Carpenter, or is that Wes Craven?
Wes Craven.
Dude, I love People Under the Stairs.
Never
We're
heard
like,
of it.
Right,
Yeah.
same, bro.
I've
It's
never
so
seen it.
fucking good.
It's a social commentary about the rich and the poor.
Yeah. Rich
It's the
incestuous,
90.
a rich incestuous married couple who kidnap children and keep them in their basements and cut out their eyes, ears, or tongues. You know, when they do something bad, are booting a bunch of urban people out of their apartment building because they're slumlords and they want to tear it down. So one of the youth that lives there wants to go and get and steal enough money to pay their rent, and uncovers this whole scenario.
Chris is right. That's an A tier John Carpenter film. I fucking
I
love
can't
that.
Wes
comment
Craven.
on it.
Wes
I've never
Craven.
I
It's
seen
an
can't
it.
A tier
either.
John Carpenter film. I
I
love.
would say A tier as well.
A tier.
D tier.
I'll give it to you just because I can't argue it. So
You
D
can't
tier
even
because
say
Chrissy
D tier.
liked it.
Taylor likes it too.
Yeah, but it's funnier to say D tier because you like it.
So this was one of the ones that's my least favorite that I'm throwing in here. And that's Leprechaun. I don't like Leprechaun
Oh, I love
at
him.
all. At all.
Also, Taylor,
I think
we
it's
cannot
like
hear you, by the way.
cheesy. I think it's garbage. Taylor,
Sorry.
can we?
Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
He's messing with the pop
Leprechaun-
I'm telling you,
Just-
the whole podcast I'm
Leprechaun
gonna
is
be
D
doing
tier
this.
for me. Leprechaun is D
Leprechaun's
tier for me.
C tier. C tier. It's stupid fun. But
I would agree with C
I like
tier.
the
I would agree with
Leprechaun.
C tier.
I like the
give
Leprechaun
it
in the
C.
Hood film. I like the Leprechaun in the Hood films better.
Yeah, but that's not the one that we're rating. We're
Plus-
rating the original.
Plus, wasn't this Jennifer Aniston's big break?
Yeah, it was her first movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Her
her
first
first, but
movie.
like I don't know if it's
I
her
don't know that it was
first,
her
but
big
she was in
break.
it.
That's her. That is her. I'm claiming that. Yeah.
See,
Leprechaun made her, bro.
C-tier.
There'd be no. What is it? Rachel? Is that her name? Phoebe? Monica? She's Rachel. Yeah, she's Rachel on Friday.
I think
I
Rachel.
don't watch-
Yeah.
Well,
I don't watch
We'll
shitty
go
TV
from-
shows.
Leprechaun that fucking sucks to Frogman who fucking fucks.
Okay, Frogman. Frogman
Frogman's
was
a
slow.
D tier.
Frogman was
Frogman's
super
D-tier.
slow. It's like C or D. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
D
give it a
tier
C.
easy.
But I would like to
that's-
give it,
but that's
I would
horror
like to
talk
give it
hype. That's like-
D-tier. I'd like to give it D tier just in case someone from Horror Talk sees this and it pisses them
Frogman.
off.
All Frogman is like, we know the director and he's our best friend. Let's give it an S. It's like it's a fucking C or a D.
Yeah,
It's
Kobe
got
As
a
does
good
someone
ending.
who loves
scream-
found footage, it is not.
Kobe
It
is
has a
screaming
good-
his pants right now.
Listen, it has a good ending and it has a good concept, but like it's
Most of the
60
movie
minutes
sucks.
too long. It's 60 minutes too long.
Bro, the
You gotta
best
go-
part about it was the interview where the dude says that Frogman fucks. Okay,
Yeah,
without
that's
that,
it.
without
I'm
That
fine giving it
movie-
D tier.
it's,
That movie could have been an 8-minute short.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
would have. Then it would have been great.
So yeah, D tier.
100%.
All right. We only
hate this thing.
have
I hate
8
this
more
thing.
left,
I hate this thing. So
and we are 42 minutes deep. All right. Let's go. Bride of Chucky. I actually like Bride of Chucky.
Brad Chucky's
D
not
tier.
bad, but it's
You say D
not-
tier or B?
B.
B tier.
Oh,
I
they
would go
said
B
D.
tier.
I'm like, that's one of your like widely regarded favorites. What the?
I would go B
B
tier.
tier.
That's what I was thinking. I was
I
thinking
think B
solid
tier as
B
well. I
tier.
would go B tier.
It's stupid
'Cause, like,
fun.
I was gonna say it's funny. It's like
TaylorComplains.
comedic. It's got.
it's whatever. It's C or B. I'm not a big Chucky fan.
It's whatever.
I'm not a
I'm
big
not a
Chucky
huge
fan.
Chucky fan either.
It's
I'm not either.
he's like a.
Jennifer
I'm
Tilly
sorry.
is so.
He's a
is
little
smoke show in
person
that movie.
who somehow has a high body count. A little person with a high body count. You make that make sense. I don't know. Oh, that was a burp. Sorry.
It would have been nice if it was filtered.
Dude, listen.
Let's
The
go.
the rest of the podcast is me doing this. I'm a man. I gotta fix this.
Let's go. Pet Cemetery. What we do for the next one? I actually think A tier. I like Pet Cemetery quite a bit.
No, C tier.
I would say A tier as well. I
It's-
love that. The whole concept of it.
Yeah.
It's
The
B.
acting was phenomenal. It was creepy. Story was there. Setting.
I think
the
that's an
setting
easy A
was
tier.
great.
C tier.
A tier
It's
for
mid.
I feel like
I
it's
think
a
it's
B.
an easy A tier, bro.
It's a B for me.
So we got a C, a B, 2 A's. We're going B tier, I guess.
Not mad at that.
But I think it's solid. What don't you like about it, Jared?
It's. I just hate old horror movies. They're just so hard to watch for me.
What's old? Do
Your
you-
favorite
what about-
dude? Didn't that come? When did that come out? When did Pet Cemetery come out?
Like
Like probably like
1981 or
93 or
some shit.
something.
What about
Was
like
it really that
Jared,
old,
What about
too?
like From Beyond or like
I've never seen that one.
What about Reanimator?
I fucked this Reanimator. I did fuck this
Reanimator's
shit.
so good. There's so many good horror films from the 80s. You can't say you don't like it. If
I
you were
like
like
Pet
all,
Cemetery too.
if you said this, all 70s horror movies suck ass. I'd be behind you because all of
I
them.
mean, yeah,
I'm not
all
a big.
70s horror movies do suck. Some
I'm
80s
not a
are
fan
good.
of
Well,
them.
hold on, because I think one of these is from the 70s, and fuck
And
you.
it can fuck itself.
Actually, no, it's not. But still, fuck
One of
you.
them is. One of them's from 78. I believe I put it in there.
Still, fuck you.
I believe I put one in there from 1978.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine's from 68.
No, there's another. Your other one. Halloween.
Was it? Oh, yeah. We'll get into
B
Halloween.
tier.
We'll get
B
into
tier.
that in a
Ah.
minute. We'll get into that. Actually, let's just get into it now. The
No,
original
Halloween's
Halloween.
not good. It's not a good. It's
not
the
good at all.
The mask and the music don't make it good.
If
Fact.
you're putting Nightmare on Elm Street today, if we're doing the logic you guys did for
It
my
gets a B.
Paranormal
It gets a B.
Activity,
It gets a B. Nightmare on Elm Street is better than Halloween.
Fuck the logic. The movie,
How?
the original Halloween is overrated.
Fuck the logic. Did Chris die?
No.
I'm just checking.
I was looking.
That was a life check. That was a
What were
buoy.
you looking up?
I was trying to.
He was
see
looking up what horror
came
movie
out.
comes out in 1968.
No, I saw.
I was trying to see
he-
when it came out. I was like, you were faster than I was. So I was like, ah. But Halloween. Is that what we're ranking right now? Is I would say.
Yeah.
We should make another tier and put it in F because it sucks.
No,
I'd say A tier.
It's minimum A to B tier, and the only reason I'm saying B tier is if you guys go lower than B tier.
I would like it to be C because I don't like Halloween as a whole.
I'd like for it
But-
to not even be on the list. I'd like for it to be in F tier because it sucks.
As an old person, I'm very like pliable, and I will adhere to logic. So if you make it make sense, I'll put it at a C or I don't want to go B. I can't consciously say B, but I could do C or D.
It's arguably the most iconic horror character ever.
But is that because of the character? Or is that because of a mask and a good soundtrack?
I mean, okay, what?
4K no lost
That's like
dose, my
saying
friend.
Jason. What about yeah?
Jason's
Jason's a
ass
D.
Six
too.
of one, a dozen of another,
Jason's
brother.
but Jason's a D.
Yeah,
Jason
Jason
knows he's
That's
not.
because Jason is Timu Michael Myers.
Yeah.
If a remake is your best movie, there's something really bad wrong.
I think we figured this out, Birdie.
If Scream had a remake, it'd be the best movie. I'm just saying. Which we haven't gotten to Scream yet. Just wait.
Scream sucks.
So we'll go B tier then, because you guys are being kind of a
We
bitch.
say A, you say
Guess you
C,
guys are
it
being-
goes B.
Yeah.
I'll
Nope,
say
we're
F.
not going.
So this is one that I wouldn't put on my list, but I actually think is pretty decent, which is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I
What?
think that's a phenomenal movie.
Who
C.
put that in there?
I'm thinking Jared probably.
I guess I'll give it. It wasn't a bad movie. I give C.
Yeah,
I would go
it's
B
not in my
tier.
top 5. I just didn't get Crispy's top 5 of shit, so I just had to put random movies in there that popped in my mind. Cause Chris
It
I
is
like
decent.
90s horror movies, so
Chris
I would
did
go
not
B
send me
tier
his
for it.
top
Crispy,
5.
would you have said The Faculty?
I
The
love
faculty is also pretty mid.
I think The Faculty
Like B
is,
tier.
is such a great
But I
movie.
know what
Well
you did
done,
last summer, C tier.
perfectly cast. C tier, I'll give it C tier.
I can go C tier. I could be okay
Faculty's
with
good.
that.
I like The Faculty.
I love The Faculty.
I'm giving up on the pop filter. I just want everybody to know that right now. The whole podcast I couldn't figure it out. It was fine until I hit it. I got worked up and I hit it.
We're gonna go with, and this is the remake, I'm assuming, of It.
D.
If it's the remake, I would give it a D tier.
Yeah, it's the remake.
Wait,
I'm not-
the Bill Scar. Are we just doing chapter
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
or are we doing
I
chapter
just
2?
put,
Just that
I just
one
put
movie.
chapter 1.
It's
chapter
an
1.
it's an A. It's an A.
Oh, I hated it, man. I hated it.
I
It's good. It
I
was like
flopped back
Stranger
and forth
Things and-
because I liked part 2 better than part 1, but mostly
No.
because of the casting. No, like it's literally all because of the casting, because I think the casting for the adults to the kids was perfect.
I
Chapter
would
1
go
is great.
B
Chapter
tier.
2 sucks. Chapter 1's like Epstein Island the movie. Like a clown looking for kids. Epstein Island the movie.
But
So
I
is
hate
that why
it.
you're rating it an A?
I was
Damn.
entertained. I was entertained. I wasn't aroused. I was entertained.
Wow.
I don't tell you.
Are you
I
on
like-
the flight logs?
The miniseries is better than the movies.
Okay,
That's
so-
incorrect.
So he's going A tier. I go B tier.
I'm going D.
You're going
It's one of my
D.
least
What about you,
favorites.
Chris?
I put this one on here because I hate it.
I would have to say like it's D or C for me. Like
So we're gonna have to go B tier then, because if he's going A tier, I'm going B tier.
A, B, C, D.
Yeah,
What average is
Look.
that? Like a C plus?
we'll just give it a B.
Nah,
D
it's fine.
minus, you know.
That's fine. I'm not super attached to that film. I just remember watching it going, that's the best adaptation. Because that book is like 2,000 pages or something like that. Like to be able to do that with a 2.5 hour
I don't
movie,
know
I was
how
like,
to
all right,
read.
cool.
Have you seen me? I ain't reading no.
No, we
God.
knew. Everybody, you could
Watch his
label
NASCAR.
that the episode. Does Jared know how to read? The poll would say no.
Well, people would be like, "Why is this episode so long?" Because that's an obvious answer. The last 3 that we have, 2 of them are mine. One of these is Jared's. So I want to throw this next one out here. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The Blair Witch Project.
D.
I think
D.
like
D.
it launched found footage. Like, it's huge. Like, it absolutely
It's still
skyrocketed the found footage genre. It was the most iconic thing. If anything, you love Scary Movie, and it is one of the hugest parts of Scary Movie. Like,
It also
is just
launched me into
pop
REM
culture. It is iconic. It is pop culture gold. It is
It's
easily S
ambient
tier.
for the eyes.
Easily S tier. Easily. I still, to
So
this
bad.
day, get creeped out if I see someone standing in the corner.
These wimps wake up and they're like, the rocks weren't there when I woke up. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking wind. I don't know. Shut up. Bunch of
Bro.
wimps in the woods
The
trying
last
to cry.
like 10 minutes of the movie is really good.
Are phenomenal.
Ow.
I'd say
It's
B tier.
amazing.
I get what's lower than a D? I give this one the lowest. This is lower than
There ain't
Scream.
nothing lower than my D.
For me, this is the lowest.
I'm
I'd
gonna
say
Alright, so I'm
B.
going S tier. You guys are going D tier. What are you saying, Chris?
B.
So where are we landing on this? Because I went S tier.
There's 2 D's, an S, and a B. So I'd say probably just throw it off the cliff because it sucks.
Off the cliff. I'm putting this
Low
B
A?
tier.
Gotta be.
I'll put MB tier. I'm gonna fucking be so mad if you guys shit on this other one, but
I will.
I know you guys are going to,
I will.
because I'm gonna end with yours, Jared. So I'm gonna do my other one next, which is not from the 70s. It is from the 60s.
Nosferatu.
No. But it is one of the films that I feel like, again, what it's done for the entirety of horror in general. It's the original black and white Night of the Living Dead. It launched the zombie genre. It was George Romero. It's like huge iconic film.
I remember that
I
one,
love
yeah.
it. S tier. I
S-
own 4 different versions of physical media of that film, by the way. Easily S tier, in my opinion.
Taylor, can you get your frying pan out of our face? Damn.
I'm sorry, dude. My bad.
I don't want
Have
your
you-
eggs.
Not
You've
of the
seen
Living
this, right,
Dead.
That's not
Taylor?
what I heard. Anaconda.
You've seen this, right, Taylor? The original?
Of course.
The old
Yeah,
black
there's
and white
like
one?
barely any. There's barely any dialogue in it. Yeah.
Bro, it's
It's
so
ass.
fucking good. It's so
The
good.
remake
I
is so
think
much
it's phenomenal.
better.
I think it's phenomenal.
Again,
It's
I know
so
this
good.
isn't a film that we're gonna like compare the other ones to, but like Return of the Living Dead and like Night of the Living Dead 2, 3, or Night of the Living Dead 3. I didn't like the first two very much, but I mean I do respect what it did for like the zombie genre, and I give it a B tier.
I'm giving it a D because no, I'll give it a C just for the impact it has. But like I said, it's so hard for me to watch stuff back when dinosaurs were alive. You know, like
I would expect Jared not to appreciate this film. I would say that.
no,
I definitely would
appreciate
expect you
it.
not
I
to appreciate
appreciate it, but also I hate zombie movies for the most part that ain't zombie comedies. Like there's a couple exceptions. The Sadness absolutely fucking ripped.
Evil Dead.
Train to Busan.
Train to Busan's
But
really
like,
good.
also you gotta think about it.
Parasite.
Without this movie, do we have any zombie movies like those at all?
Yeah, but I'm not looking for no
Whoa,
goddamn
what about
logic.
Dawn of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Die
Dawn
of
of
the
the
Dead?
Dead's a
There's so
million
many
times
like
better.
Night Eats the World. There's so many zombie movies. Mads.
Well, yeah, but
Dude,
all
Mads
of
are
those are
fantastic.
derivative of Night
Yeah.
of the Living Dead.
That's why I give Night of the Living Dead its due and its respect. Like,
I love it.
See,
but you're talking about a movie that's almost 50 years old. Like, do I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
holds up? Not
It's
really.
more than 50 years
but
old,
it's
yeah.
but it's good. I could watch it one more time before I die, but it's not a movie I could watch every day. It's not Cabin in the Woods.
I've literally watched that movie probably like 20 times. I used to go to sleep watching that movie. Like, I would kick it on at
Yeah.
night and I would watch it.
You should be on some mental illness drugs, Hugz.
Bro, I am. And,
You should be on
I'm
some.
on a lot
He's
of
like,
them, brother.
let me
I'm
tell
on
you,
a lot
brother.
of them. I would bring out the container, but I'm on a lot of them, brother. America
Yeah.
might run on Duncan, but
He's
I
got
run
a,
on
he's got a
Dunkin'.
Tupperware. He's like,
I do.
Look at
I
all these.
literally do, brother.
Look at all these in a Tupperware.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Night of the Living Dead.
That's right. That's
It's
the
Night of the
only thing
Living
that
Dead,
kept me
not Night of the Living
brother.
Dad.
Hey, well, my dad's not living, so it's
Oh,
okay.
that's sad.
My dad's
Shout
a
out.
pedophile.
That's
Jeepers
crazy.
Creepers isn't on here.
Edited.
Jeepers Creepers isn't on here. Damn.
Ed,
Okay.
I didn't know your dad was Drake.
No, really.
Damn.
I'll tell you off podcast once we.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm blocking your number after this.
Dad, I hear you like a
He didn't hear
Looks
me.
like you've already
Okay.
been to Cell Block 1.
Red Living Dead. I'm giving an A because we both went.
I'd
S
go A tier.
And yeah. Okay. So the final movie I left for Jared, so that way I could determine how I rate it based on how kind he was to me for the rest of these. No, but for real, I give him a lot of shit. I do like this movie. It's Scream. I know
If we're
Taylor feels the
using
same type of way
logic,
about it.
If we are using logic here, which I don't,
Yeah, but we
I'm not
don't-
using
now
logic.
we're
Whoa,
using
whoa,
it.
whoa!
Now
This
we're
is
using
Simple
logic.
logic. You use that Louisiana logic or wherever you're from, dude. I
West
use.
Virginia.
I've seen 100,000 films like Scream that have done it better. Hard Eyes does it better, and it's only like half of a good film.
Dude, Hard Eyes is
Damn.
fantastic. It's my favorite
And
movie of the
Thanksgiving
year.
does it better, and it's the most predictable film in the world.
No,
Scream is
It's
nothing.
Perfect.
That's great.
It's one of
Scream-
my.
Scooby-Doo for adults.
Very
I love
true,
Scooby-Doo.
actually. It is actually very Scooby-Doo-esque.
It's 100%. It's above S
Very
tier.
meta.
It's God tier. Shout out server error.
It is at minimum C tier, at maximum B tier.
Dude, if we put Paranormal Activity over Scream, I'm quitting Scaranoia and I'm quitting View Count.
I'll
If
join.
we put Blair
I'll join.
Witch at B,
I'll take Jared's. I have better internet connection than Jared. I'll join.
Damn.
I'm going S tier. Like, I'm
It's
sorry, but
100,000,000% S tier.
Scream was like top peak 90s horror.
It's the greatest
Like-
movie ever made.
I'm sorry. I thought I was podcasting with my
It-
friends,
it
but
is
I'm in a
not.
room full of strangers, and I don't know the fuck either any of you are now because of this.
I
pain.
would. I mean, you could probably convince me to go B tier.
No, it's S tier.
Probably.
D.
Taylor, what do you think of D?
D for
So we'll go A tier.
derivative
A
of
tier.
everything that came before it.
So it's the same as Paranormal Activity, Jared.
No, nowhere near.
Is that okay?
I disagree.
All right. So we've
Comedy.
gone through these. So our S tier is The Substance, Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead, and The Thing. Here, let me share this.
I'm fine with that, honestly.
So this is
I'm
what we
never-
got. Substance, Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead, and The Thing. A tier, Paranormal Activity, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Terrifier 3, The Fly, People Under the Stairs, Scream, Night of the Living Dead. B tiers, The Strangers, Chucky, Pet Cemetery,
Frogman's down there
Halloween,
by itself. Go fuck yourself, Frogman.
Blair Witch Project, C, The Conjuring, Lost Boys, Anaconda, Leprechaun, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and D tier, All Alone, By Himself, Frogman. How
And
are we
also-
That
feeling
is like
about
the
this?
greatest thing ever.
Also, S
How-
tier is Horror Talk. Fuck
How are we
Horror Talk.
feeling about this? Jared, I
Fuck
want
Horror
your
Talk.
overall opinion.
Bunch of paid opinions.
Alright, so there's some movies that way too low. Lost Boys
Okay.
being one of them. There's a couple movies way too high. Paranormal Activity being the biggest. Halloween too high as well. Should be in a tier all on its own. Yeah, but it's not a bad list. I feel like it's a fair list.
Okay.
Chris,
Chris, how do you feel?
I mean, there are some movies I would have put lower down there with Frogman, but you know, I think overall averaging things out, it was a solid list.
Yeah, it must be
We
nice
do
to
have
have an
some
average penis.
bell curve. We have like a high leaning bell curve, but like we do have a curve.
what do you think of the
It
list?
curves up,
Hugz?
right? Like,
What was that?
What do you think of the list?
I think it's a list. I think it is
That's-
indeed a list. I
how
think we
diplomatic
did
of
rate
you.
things. We did rate things that were asked of us to rank and also rate. And I thank Jared for putting it together. I appreciate you, Jared. Thank
I
you
Took me
feel
like
for.
like
5 minutes, baby.
I feel like I
You love
mentally
Jared.
manipulated this list because, listen, nobody asked me, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer because I am a narcissist. three
Okay.
movies on this list on the S tier that's like more than half of my top 5. My top 5 is The Thing, Cabin in the
on my
Woods,
list too.
The Thing, Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead, The Descent, and The Fly.
I didn't add The Descent. I did not add The Descent.
That's not a big no worries. But like the 3 of my favorite movies out of the 25 made it on there. So I somehow mentally manipulated this whole podcast. That's how
In
good
fairness,
I am at podcasts.
3 of the S tier, I couldn't argue to make them not S tier because I hadn't
Because
seen
they're-
them. The only one
how
that I had
dare
seen
you.
was Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is so good.
But Evil Dead, I'd seen the original, and The Thing I hadn't seen. And then The
Oh.
Substance I definitely haven't
The
seen.
remake is better than the original Evil Dead.
I've only seen
agree.
the original, so I can't
It's better than
comment
the
on
original.
the
It goes so hard. It's so crazy. But then that dude has not made anything that's come close to that.
Who is the one that made that?
Fede Alvarez.
Uh,
Like, he does good films, but, like, I mean, I don't know. He did a film about,
Romulus
like, a
was
blind guy
okay.
breaking into a house, or people breaking into a blind guy's house. I'm like, what?
I love Don't Breathe. I love the first one.
I like Don't Breathe a lot, and then, but, like, it wasn't, I mean, I don't know. I guess once I saw Evil Dead and how brutal it was, I just wanted that. But I like gore. I like gross stuff, so. Not
Same.
SA.
you like
just
Hostel?
gore. Nah, that's
like
torture.
Hostel?
That's torture stuff. That's weird.
Anyway, thank you, Jared, for putting this together. Thank you, Taylor, for being on. Thank you,
Yeah,
Chris,
thank
for
you for
being
having
you. I had fun with this. It was good. We're
This is
like
fun
an
time.
hour
I
in,
liked
but
it.
chances are by the time I edit this, it'll be like 26 minutes. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Vote
We'll
to
do
have
more
me a permanent
stuff.
member. Vote.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Just vote.
The only problem is scheduling.
If you could just
scheduling
stop
worked.
saying stuff we have to edit out, boom,
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm sorry. It was
Also
more
true.
Jared than me. I said all of it before we started recording.
That is slightly true. But we'll be back next week. Some of us will. I don't know who. Maybe
Bye.
not me.
I'll see
I
you.
have no
Bye
idea.
forever.
Bye forever, I hope. Please.